This one's just some 3/4 inch plywood. Again, some nice flat stuff that I found. This is some oak. Maybe I'll get a little bit closer here. Some oak blocks that are set very flush and cut very square, so I know that this rib and that rib are going to be parallel to each other. What I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be talking about putting in the neck block. What I did some years ago was make up a whole bunch of this. This is a cherry block, and it's got a 3/4 inch dado in it, which is what I use for the tenon. What I need to do is to drill some holes through it to allow for the bolt-on neck system that I'm going to be using. Okay, so now you want to bend your wood. This is where the magic comes in. It's a whole lot of fun. This is an electric pipe. I've got it already hot, so I don't want to touch it. And one of the questions that will come up all the time is, how hot is hot? The way I was taught to do this is like this. And it's just barely bouncing on the top. This might be a little bit warmer than I'm used to, but I'm changing my mind about this. Less moisture or no moisture and high heat is what I'm being told they're having a lot of success with difficult woods like curly maple and such. This walnut here bends wonderfully. I don't know what you're going to be bending, but I'm going to try this with a piece of the scrap here, and I highly suggest this if you haven't bent for a while or if you've never bent. Use your scrap to advantage here. Otherwise, save your scrap for binding on the next guitar. So here's a real low-tech way of getting your rosette inlaid into your top. I've got the center of the top marked right here as to where the center of the sound hole is going to be, and the rosette that I want to use. Go ahead and grab a measuring tool, and we're going to measure the inside of this is exactly 4 inches. This is a router. Contrary to what you thought a router was, this is the precursor to the one that spins now. Basically the same sort of a tool, except without power. It's got a little, this one's got a little 1/8 inch blade in it. I've put a wood foot on it to tighten things up. I'm pre-fitted and ready to go, so now I'm going to go ahead and flip this over. Apply the glue. A little cherry block here. So I've got the rim ready to accept the back here. I'm going to go through a similar process, letting in the braces for the back into the sides of the instrument. You can see I've already put the neck on that I worked on in the previous videos. It's just a bungee, and I've made sure not to have too much wood hanging off the side of the instrument. While I'm waiting for the hide glue to heat up, I figured I'd show you my little pin system here that I'm using to keep this from moving. It's critical that this does not move while the glue is drying, and it doesn't matter what glue you're using. I like the hide glue because I know that bridges are classic for needing to be repaired down the line, and that's a 100% repair as opposed to an 80% repair if you're using any other sort of glue. A little bit of Teflon powder at this point isn't a bad idea. I use the Teflon because it's white. You can use graphite here, and I know that the quickie little way to lubricate a nut slot is to use a pencil, but that's actually not a very good idea. There's more ceramic in pencil dust than there is graphite.